You got it.
Let's bring in Kaylee McGhee, Restoring America editor at the Washington Examiner. Kaylee, welcome to Super Tuesday 2024 edition. This thing looks like it's set in stone, but you follow politics on a very deep level. So what will you be watching out for today?
Well, there are several races that you already mentioned down ballot that are important to keep an eye on. I'm really interested to see what happens in California. Newsom's approval ratings just dropped below 50% to 47% for the first time since 2019. That's lower than it's ever been, even lower than when he had that recall effort against him. So there's clearly a lot of discontent among Democratic voters in California against the state's current policies. Could that have an effect on the Senate race? It probably could. And then, of course, there's today's big race between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley on the Republican side. That also looks set in stone, as you said. Nikki Haley is not predicting victory in any single one of the states that heads to the polls today, but she's still insisting that she's going to stay in the race anyway. And, you know, I may be young, but I am old enough to remember the last female politician who came along who also belittled her primary opponent by saying that he couldn't win a general election, that no one liked him, and that candidate's name was Hillary Clinton. So Nikki Haley has a choice to make here. She could end up being just as despised as Hillary Clinton if she continues down this road, or she could drop out now and save some of her dignity in the Republican Party.
It certainly is a question that a lot of us are asking. Why is she still in this race? She's vowed to stay, like you said, so long as it is competitive. She says today will be competitive. But Kaylee, will it be competitive? And what is competition looking like to her? Is it the smallest margin of victory that Trump has? I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what competitive looks like today for Nikki Haley. Do you?
Well, the only person who seems to not be confused by Nikki Haley's strategy here is Nikki Haley, and even she doesn't really seem to know what she's doing anymore. And I think one thing is clear is she's not trying to win the Republican primary by ordinary means. She knows that she is not going to get enough delegates today or any other day to beat Donald Trump. At best, she's hoping that something happens to Donald Trump in the next several months, probably with one of the many court cases against him, that would take him out of the race. Again, not by ordinary means. But here's the thing. I'm not quite sure why she thinks that she would just be the backup candidate if something were to take Donald Trump out of the race. Republican voters are going to remember every single thing that she said about the former president over the past several months, and they're not going to take too kindly to that.
Yeah, and then on the Democratic side, there's also this effort to vote uncommitted, so that's certainly something to watch out for tomorrow as well. But we want to talk about the Supreme Court decision that came down yesterday, ending Colorado's effort to erase Trump from the ballot. And Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold, she led that effort, and her reaction after the fact was hilarious, if I might be so bold. Take a listen to what she said about Plan B. Let the voters decide. Watch this.
My larger reaction is disappointment. I do believe that states should be able, under our Constitution, to bar oath-breaking insurrectionists. And ultimately, this decision leaves open the door for Congress to act to pass authorizing legislation. But we know that Congress is a nearly non-functioning body. So ultimately, it will be up to the American voters to save our democracy in November.
Kaylee, what do you think about that?
Well, of course, it's up to the voters to save democracy. It was never up to the Colorado Supreme Court. It was never up to the Maine Secretary of State. And that's what the Supreme Court made clear in its unanimous 9-0 ruling, is that these state officials do not have the constitutional right to decide that a candidate is disqualified just because they want to. Only Congress has that authority. And again, this is one of several nails in the coffin for Democrats' lawfare strategy against the former president. This comes last week after the Supreme Court also announced that it was going to take up Trump's immunity claims, which is sure to set back Jack Smith's timing. He was really hoping to be able to expedite his trial about classified documents before the November election. It doesn't look like that's going to be able to happen. So Democrats' strategy at this point is, yes, to rely on their own voters. And of course, they don't want to do that because they're stuck with an extremely weak incumbent in President Joe Biden.
You wrote an op-ed calling the ruling yet another roadblock for the Democrats' lawfare strategy. Yeah. Kaylee, is the thought process that you have on lawfare that it's on its last legs?
It seems to be on its way out. And Trump is still facing a number of legal challenges that have yet to be resolved. So I don't want to say that he's in the clear yet, but clearly things are not working out for Democrats as they hope to. And I do believe that the only reason that you don't hear more open calls from top Democratic officials for Biden to step down in light of his very poor polling, in light of his abysmal showing in Michigan last week, is the fact that they've been relying on this lawfare strategy to take out Trump for them. Well, now it's not looking like that's going to happen in time before the November election. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if you start to hear more public calls in the next several weeks, especially heading into this summer before the Democratic convention, for Biden to step down and get out of the way.
Yeah, it looks like Democrats threw a lot up against the wall, and all of it simultaneously is sliding down right now. Check out that Washington Examiner op-ed. Kaylee, great job as always writing it and joining us this morning. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.